Hey, J-Hope riding that beat as he always does. Hi guys, this is Karen. Hope you guys are doing well. Today, as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be doing a first listen to Map of the Soul 7. This is BTS's fourth studio album, fourth Korean studio album. So yeah, quite exciting. There's been a lot of press, a lot of anticipation, and a lot of talk about this album. Obviously, it's also like an amalgamation of like the stuff they did in Persona, which was the previous mini album. So yeah, there's been a lot of hype around this album. It came out, I would like to say the 21st, I think, if I remember correctly. That's when On came out, I think. So yeah, it came out last week. Today's the 24th of Feb, a Monday. And yeah, I figured basically since it's like my last day of work for this week, because I have got some time off, I figured I might as well do it now and not have to do it during my off days, and I could possibly spend at least one off day trying to edit and everything. But yeah, I'm quite excited for this. Heard some really good stuff. I'm kind of also intrigued to see where this album is going to go in terms of direction and everything. So yeah, I was kind of working out how to listen to this album, because I've listened to some of the tracks before and I don't see the point in me re-listening to some of them again, because I know I didn't do a first listen for Map of the Soul Persona. That was a mini album. If you guys have kind of clocked by now, I don't really do BTS mini albums. I just don't, because I always know they're going to drop a full album. I'd rather just do that. So yeah, I was kind of working out how to best do this, because there's a lot of tracks on here, and then anytime I see an album, a full album that has more than 13 tracks, honestly, it's very overwhelming. But thankfully, I've listened to a good chunk of these. I'm going to skip Persona, I'm going to skip Boy With Love, because you guys have already seen me react to that. I'm going to skip Make It Right, I'm going to skip Jamais Vu, Dionysus. You see, I don't see the point of doing Shadow, because I've already listened to it, and honestly I've kind of talked about it a little bit when I did Black Swan, I think, and so yeah, I'm going to skip Black Swan too, because you guys have already seen me react to it, even though it was the orchestral version for the choreography film. It was still pretty much a good chunk of the song, so I don't see any point in me reacting to that either. So I think we're going to start off with Filter. I think Filter is a good place to start. So that's track 8. So the writers for Filter are Tom Wickland, Hilton Stenmalm, sorry if I'm pronouncing this completely wrong, Hitman Bang, Lee Suran, Lutra Danka, Bobby Jong, and Bokchin, Fallin Dild, and Neon Boy, and producer, well, the overall producer is Tom Wickland. So quite excited. Interesting to see what kind of story Jimmy will be telling here as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, liking the acoustic guitar already. I've got white wine today. I hate white wine, but my mum has drank all the red wine in the house. I like how the background vocals come in that section. I like that part. It's a catchy melody. Nice bridge. Ooh, that was nice. I like the sultriness of his voice throughout the song. That melody sounds familiar. Okay. Very interesting. Oh, don't want that. We don't want that. Don't want that. Okay. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I definitely appreciated the acoustic guitar. I do like hearing acoustic guitar throughout a track. I think it just makes it sound, I don't know, a bit more, yeah, stripped back, kind of raw, kind of like you're like in this like intimate setting whilst this person is singing. I like the kind of atmosphere that it creates. I'm also really enjoyed, like I said, the sultriness of Jimin's voice throughout. I think there was a bit where somewhere in Wikipedia, I'm trying to figure out what everyone has said about the songs, because I didn't watch I think there was like some sort of like comeback show. I haven't watched that yet because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. So Filter kind of shows different sides of Jimin as a person. Obviously, he's kind of talking about how he can be this like different a person for this girl. He's kind of like, what kind of guy do you want? You know what I mean? Do you want an edgy guy? You want a sweet guy? You want a caring guy? You want, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever your flavor, I can give that to you. Okay? So yeah, I thought that was kind of like, yeah, it was very flirty, sweet, almost kind of like naive as well. And I feel like that sort of like suits like Jimin's like personality, at least from what I can see sometimes. So yeah, I think it makes sense as to why he had this track. Okay, but in terms of like the song and how it personally makes me feel, and like how I think of it as a song that I will listen to on a regular basis, it's a cute song, it's a lovely song. It doesn't evoke the same feeling as Lie did for me in terms of Jimin solos. I don't get that same vibe or the same as Serendipity. Obviously they're completely different tracks. But in terms of like that kind of wow factor, personally it didn't give me that same level. But it was a cute track, and it was nice to kind of hear Jimin do a solo with a completely different genre. So shout outs to him. Okay, so the next track is My Time, which is performed by Jungkook. So this is written by Sleep D's, RM, Jungkook, J-Ra Gibson, P-Dog, Prince Board, Rochelle Elaine. And producers were Sleep D's and P-Dog. So Jungkook actually participated on this particular track, which is really, really cool. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Okay. I like the way it's starting. It's very mysterious. Oh, it's gonna be one of those tracks where he's talking about his life. Aww. Okay, I'm liking the groove. Liking this melodic rapping too. Okay. I wasn't expecting Jungkook to give me this, but I'm here for it. Can I wait? No. Let's look back at those lyrics. I'm sorry. Can I somebody finna find my time? Who the hell wrote these lyrics? I can just... Wait, what? Listen, if you're gonna use AAVE, let's try and make him make sense. Like, it's not his fault, it's got nothing to do with him, but writers, let's try and make it make some sort of sense, because that doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, let's get into it. It just sounds so weird when he says it. This kind of production kind of reminds me of like, I'll say like hints of Trey Songz, hints of like Chris Brown, that kind of production. I really like that transition to the bridge. With lots of English. Okay. Hey. I feel like this is definitely more of like a homage to his friendship and the love he has for BTS. Feels like a continuation of Begin. Ooh, nice. Nice. I like the ending. That's nice. could tell he was enjoying himself at this part. It's like, let me just sprinkle a little bit of that at the end. Okay, really enjoyed the production of that. That was a nice production. Really like that. Love the message behind it as well. Let me just make sure that I've got that correct. Where are we? Yeah, his emotions. So Jungkook performed, so My Time performed by Jungkook displayed his emotions ever since he was a trainee till now. Yeah, so he definitely talks about his journey from when he started training, talk about how he had to grow faster than everyone else. You know, he was 15 when they debuted, and he turned 16 later on that year. So he's definitely had to grow up really quickly. It's kind of similar to how Taemin, you know, started out in SHINee as well. So, you know, just kind of talk about how he's had to grow up and the lots of different hurdles he's had up to then, and how his life has been like a movie, because it kind of has been. It's been crazy. Like, you know, it was such a slow start, and then we hit like end of 2015, like 2016, and it just skyrocketed. And so it's been a bit of a roller coaster and a whirlwind as well. So, you know, and it's nice to kind of hear his thoughts on that, on how that all worked out. As I mentioned, it kind of felt like a continuation from Begin. He kind of talks about how he started within BTS in Begin, and like the support and the love that his brothers, you know, gave him in nurturing, you know, him as Jungkook as part of BTS, not just Jungkook, but Jungkook as part of BTS. And this kind of follows on from that. So yeah, I feel like that tied in really well. But I really like the groove that he had here, because you know what, Cookie, as much as I like him doing R&B, I feel like that's not his usual go-to. Style wise, he kind of gravitates more towards pop, and this definitely had a pop element, but it's definitely modeled the current like R&B beats that we kind of have at the moment, like that groovy R&B, P&B, with the trap beats. So it was very interesting to hear Cookie on that, because I wouldn't have expected this from him specifically. Okay, so the next track is Louder Than Bombs. I believe this is the first group track that I'm listening to, so that's exciting. This is written by Troye Sivan, Ali X, Leland, Bram Inscore, RM, Sugar, J-Hope. Okay, so we've got 3 of the members participating on this, and overall producer is Bram Inscore, so quite exciting. I did see Troye Sivan saying posting somewhere that he was taking part in this, so yeah, very excited to hear this and see how that all comes about. But yeah, I'm quite excited for this. It doesn't say this is performed by a specific unit, so I'm guessing it's all of them. Let's turn this up a little bit. Ooh, I like the way this is starting. Liking these beats already. Ooh. I like how haunting this is. Ooh. Ooh, like that. Like when all the production dropped down and it was just vocals. Like that. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, Ninja. That was nice. I like that sound where it's like they're dropping like marbles. It sounds like marbles just clattering. I like that sound. Also, the concept of the lyrics is really interesting too. Okay, Jen. I really like this part. Beautiful. Excuse me, Sugar. Listen, Jimin's high note on that, it's nice. Oh, nice. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Really like that actually. Wow, okay, that was really different. Really different, but I can tell like that was a Troye Sivan track. Like I could, it just took me back to Blue Neighborhood. I can definitely see that stamp of Troye Sivan, like in terms of writing. I don't know if he took part specifically in the production or like it was just like the lyric portion or the melody portion. I'm not entirely sure, it's not really clear, but really enjoyed that. Love the vocals on this one, or like the vocal arrangement. Really enjoyed that. Love when the harmonies came together. That part where the production all drops out, that was stunning, absolutely stunning. Enjoyed what Cookie and Jimin were doing in terms of singing the higher register, and then, you know, V and Jin kind of keeping it in the low or mid to low. Really like that. But yeah, the rappers also had a really interesting sort of dynamic on this particular track compared to other tracks that I've heard them do before. So it was, yeah, it was very different, but I really like the difference, if that makes sense. I like this specific genre that they did. I think the vocalist for me definitely shined a lot more in this track personally, and I guess that's kind of like the main point. I think one of my favorite lyrics in this was your silent sorrow shakes me, and then it goes something waves in my quiet sea. Like I really like that sort of imagery with like the water. Really like that. But yeah, I thought it was a very I thought this was a very soothing song actually. Like, although there were so many layers to it, I actually found it quite soothing and almost like hauntingly soothing. It's soothing, but it's like it also gives you chills. Like you're almost kind of like on edge listening to it, because it's like you're kind of waiting for something to happen. So it was just yeah, that's kind of like what it made me feel like whilst I was listening to it. But I really enjoyed this actually. I think it's definitely a B-side track I can definitely listen to on a regular basis. So next song is On, which I've already listened to and I've already kind of spoke about it on my reaction, which I did not too long ago. I don't know if the version that I did was this specific one, but I know there's one with Sia that I will check out later on. So we're gonna just move on to and this is performed by RM, J-Hope and Sugar. This is a rapper line track. So this is written by Supreme Boy, Sugar, RM, His Noise, J-Hope, Ice Cream, Drum, and overall producer is Supreme Boy, which we know Supreme Boy has worked with BTS since debut. Okay, Sugar starting it off. He rarely starts it off. There's also like a traditional instrument back. Hey. That's almost like a New Orleans bounce or Jersey bounce. I'm not entirely sure which one it is, but you guys know. Okay. I get the anger that should have gotten lost or turned off. Okay. I don't know what. Hey, J-Hope riding that beat as he always does. What's so bad at being sweared at? You earn money well. Why are you whining? I'm liking all this like onomatopoeia. I would have have loved to be there when they were recording this. Do you know what vibe I'm getting? This reminds me of like a 3-6 Mafia track. Like the way everyone's like hyping up in like in the background. Oh, is that it? Okay. Oh, hey, hey. Okay, this part of the instrumental, here for it. Of course, bringing back the bullets. We're here for that. Missed that. Missed the gunshots. That was nice. Yeah, I was not expecting that. I knew we were gonna get a hype track, but I was not expecting that. But that definitely took me back to Cypher Part 3. Had that same sort of like hype level, which I enjoyed. I actually really liked the hook, even though they were just saying like I just go I think, was that what they were saying? Yeah, I actually really enjoyed the hook, even though they weren't really saying much there. But I really liked Sugar doing it. I just thought he sounded great, and I feel like when he was going off at the start, it kind of set the tone for the rest of the track. But I'm not gonna lie, I know I'm biased when it comes to J-Hope. I know, but you guys know Sugar's my favorite rapper in BTS, okay? You know, so usually I always look forward to Sugar's like specific verses in BTS, but I have to say the way J-Hope flowed on his section, I was completely here for it. Like, I was so here for it. But yeah, there was a lot going on. I don't know if I'm getting this right. Could be completely reading this wrong, because, you know, I was trying to read the lyrics and jamming at the same time. But it's almost kind of like they've gone to that point where it's like they obviously get like malicious comments and things like that, but it's like obviously you can't help but react to certain things as well. Like, even like with me as well, like sometimes when you just know it's not even worth the altercation or the confrontation, but sometimes you just can't help it and react to it. And then when you kind of look back on it, you just kind of get mad for even like rising to it. I don't know if that's kind of like what they were talking about. Let me just get a feel. There was a line I think that said, you can be angry but damaging someone else's life, I don't like that, stop that. Which I think is such a brilliant message, because, you know, there's a lot of people that kind of thrive off just being hurtful for no reason at all. And yeah, so I think they were just targeting like their haters, malicious comments. And I was just reading the comments below where a lovely commentator who is Korean actually explained the phrase a bit better, where it's kind of saying that this phrase of nanin uke kind of means like, it kind of means like an anger that sort of like it suddenly rises. Like it's kind of like when someone just keeps like that irritation just builds, and it almost kind of like steadily explodes, and which you can understand as artists, as people in the media, or someone who's just on a media platform and constantly engages with people and having to have those comments. Like, it does rise, and that's like what I was saying before. Like, sometimes even though when you know you're not to react to, because you know they're just like poking you for a reaction, sometimes you just do, because a straw just breaks and you just lash out. And sometimes I feel like it's necessary, because I think some people don't expect you to do that. Yeah, it was just interesting kind of hearing the different perspectives from the different rappers. But okay, so we're going to move on to the next track, which is 0 O'Clock. I believe this is a vocal line song performed by Jin, V, Jimin and Jungkook. Produced by P-Dog, RM, Jesse Lauren, Foots and Tonina Amato. Okay, a little bit more grit. Okay, JK. Okay, that was an interesting change. This song has been through a lot of changes. I like the lyrics actually. It's really nice because it's kind of like reflective of like all those times where you're just kind of like having like a really anxious day, everything seems to be going wrong, and the kind of mindless ramblings you have in your head at night especially. Is it just me, or does the Jimin's voice sound quite deeper here in this particular track? Oh, I like where this is going. Okay, Jin. That was a nice, cute pop song. I really like the lyrics for that actually. I think for me, more so than the song, I was really enjoying the lyrics because I felt like it was just really comforting. Basically saying that once the hour and the minute hand aligns and it gets to 0 o'clock midnight, it's a new day. And I know for myself, I know this, like, we're just going to go into like a little rambling session here, okay, but just bear with me, because I thought the lyrics were really sweet and nice and comforting. For me, I know when I'm having a really anxious moment, when I'm having a really sort of like tense, wound up kind of day where it just seems like it's just nothing seems to be going right, or it's just super overwhelming. This kind of thinking of like when you know what, but when it gets to midnight, it's going to be a brand new day tomorrow, and we're going to look at this situation very, very differently, and it's, you know, you're just going to keep whatever happened yesterday in the past and move forward. That kind of thinking, I know, sort of sets my mind right and keeps my anxiety level to like manageable levels where it's not consuming. So I really like that, where it was kind of saying, you know what, it's going to be a brand new day, you're going to look at this differently, it's not going to be easy, and whatever it is that was bothering you yesterday, it's going to be a brand new day, you're going to look at it very differently and hopefully overcome it and be happier by the end of tomorrow. So I really like that about the song. In terms of the production, I found it was really interesting because it changed quite a few times. It didn't go anywhere I expected it to go from the way it started. I feel like it changed like a good 3 times before it got to the chorus. I was like, okay, what's going on? But it was sweet. It was an interesting tempo, yeah, I thought that the hook was catchy, and I could really envision this being played at the concert as well. So it was a really nice track. But I won't say it's like one of my favorites, but in terms of message, I enjoyed it. Okay, so Inner Child is written by P Dog, RM, VR, Ryan Laurie, Max Graham, Matthew Thompson, Adrian Lewis. That does sound so familiar. And Alice Meyer, and James F. Reynolds, and overall producer was Arcades. Nice acoustic guitar. Okay, this is building up. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Very beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful. Beautiful harmony. Oh, cute. Nice high note in the background. That last bit gave me such Coldplay vibes. Really, really nice though. Really like that. Yeah, so from what I was gathering from the lyrics, I was mostly paying attention to the lyrics here. It felt like he was talking to his past self as a child, sort of like describing like his humble beginnings. You know, obviously he grew up in the countryside, if I remember correctly. So it was really cute, just sort of like him having that introspection of himself as a kid, and the things that he used to dream of, the sights he used to see, and sort of like the things he used to marvel at as a kid. And you know, he talks about all the beautiful moments of him being a kid, when he used to smile brightly, and how when he thinks back to that time, it makes him smile as well to see that, you know, he had such, I don't know, it seems like he had a really, really beautiful, loving childhood. I just thought it was a beautiful song of introspection, retrospection, all of that, and to just like a little homage to like the childhood that he had. Okay, so we're gonna move on to Friends. This is a track by Jimin and V, our cute 9-to-5 liners. And so this was written, produced by P Dog, Jimin, Supreme Boy, Adora, oh cute, Martin. I don't even know how to pronounce that. That is a difficult name to pronounce. I'll put it here so everyone can see. And Stella Jang, and producers were P Dog and Jimin. Okay, so Jimin was very involved on this track. Okay, let's listen to it. Oh, this is cute. This is like literally talking about the story of them when they met. Oh, cute. Me from the moon, you from the... I swear these guys are actual soulmates that met in Seoul. So Jimmy is the only one allowed to call V an alien, okay? I'm a sucker for a good bromance, man. I'm not gonna lie. Do you know what this melody reminds me of? Just live your life. Hey, hey. It really reminds me of that, especially this section of the song. Oh, this is so cute. I swear to God, aren't they the cutest friends? And the fact that Jimin actually produced the song as well, and obviously RM took part in it as well, but this is so cute. Just like your pinky was the same as before. Is that a little diss to Jimin? Cute. Nice bridge. You and I, let's really try not to fight tomorrow. Nice vocals, nice high notes. Listen, the choir in the back. Come on, they give me a little gospel here, you know, with these kind of melodies here. Come on, give me some choir. Come on, okay. Oh, that was so cute. That was so cute. It was just so adorable, and it's so them. It's literally encompasses every single thing that is beautiful about Jimin and V's friendship. This was beautiful. The fact that they actually wrote a song about their friendship and like the little quirks and like kind of like using each other's nicknames, and talk about like the little moments when they fight and how they met and the first impressions of each other. This is so cute. This is better than any love song BTS has ever written, okay? This okay. I love a good friendship song. I'm always here for friendship songs. And they're just such a sweet duo. And yeah, it's just amazing how well they click. And I always love watching them together, especially like in Bon Voyage. Like just watching their interaction with each other. It's just so cute. My little babies. It's really cute. I really enjoyed this actually. It feel good, just nice to listen to. It also kind of makes you reflect about your friendship with your best friends or anyone that you're really close to. So yeah, it was nice to kind of like just enjoy that moment with them, and the fact that they, you know, Jimin took part in it. Obviously RM took part. I think RM is really good at taking on the especially the members that don't usually always write. I think he's, you know, he does a really good job of putting their feelings and thoughts into words, which I know he's done before for Jimin as well as V before, so it was nice that he was also part of this, so that was really cute. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was just feel good. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to track number 16, which is Moon, performed by Jin, and this was produced by Michael Daniel Caesar, RM, Hyung Kwang-do, Alex Ludwig Lindau, Jin, oh that's cool, and Park Soo-hyun, Candice Nicole Sosa, and DJ Swivel, and producer was Slow Rabbit. So quite excited for this actually. A lot of members actually participated on this album, which is always nice to see. I was like a good moon, earth, sun metaphor. I really like his vocals in the verses. This sounds like a love song to Army. It's really cute. Very Jin too. Very sweet. Slightly cheesy as well, but that's a bit like Jin too. Nice guitar. Really like that. I'm liking all these like guitar melodies throughout this album, to be fair. Really nice. Okay, so that was Jin. That was really, really sweet actually. That was a really, really sweet message to ARMY. You could clearly tell this was for the ARMYs, because there was just no mistaking, you know, it just sounds super grateful and kind of talking about how they shine on him, you know, regardless of whether he's happy or sad, or no matter what mood he's in, the ARMY's always there to kind of brighten up his day and kind of almost kind of basically give him life and give him a purpose to do what he does, and you know, just kind of just showing this like friendship and bond that he's created with his fans, which I think is really sweet. Starting from 0 O'Clock all the way to Moon, there's definitely a specific theme and vibe that you're going for. I could just clearly envision the section of the concert where this will be played at. So I thought in terms of like the track listing, it seems very well thought out and flows really nicely in terms of the genres and themes that they're going for. Okay, so we're going to move on to Respect. This is performed by RM and Sugar. This is written by Hisnoy, Sugar, RM, and El Capitan or Capiton, I think. Produced by Hisnoy, Sugar, and El Capitan. You guys are gonna hate me for this, but that little section where it was like, that little section, just this little section here, I'll play it again for you. Listen, it's not my fault these things come into my head. This bit reminds me of Lovesick by SHINee. Just the opening bit of Lovesick. ARMY showers will understand, okay? ARMY showers will know what the fuck I'm talking about. Oh, they're taking it all the way back. I'm trying to work out. Is it moving on? Is that the same melody, or am I just dreaming that? It's moving on, and Ayo Sugar, like the way he starts off that bit as well. That's where that was in moving on as well, from the Most Beautiful Moments in Life Part 2, if I remember correctly. And I believe that's a similar melody. This is just slightly more hip-hop-fied, but I'm pretty sure that that's what it is reminding me of. And also I'm getting a slight hint of outro hair in this as well. I hope you guys kind of know what I'm talking about, but those who know, know. Is it Moving On or is it Walian? Like, I swear to God, this melody is like, it almost feels like an amalgamation of like different older tracks. I like how they're kind of going back and forth, like having a proper conversation between each other. I definitely don't think you respect me, so you can skip that. I respect you though. What on earth? This chaoticness of this track, it just perfectly describes Namjoon and Suga's like relationship. Why is Namjoon using Satori? Chongyo. It's such a mess, but no, that was funny. That was just like hilarious. Like, it just sounds like they were just having a conversation like prior to like recording. They were like, hey, let's just, you know, make a song. But yeah, I enjoyed that actually. It was nice to kind of hear that old school BTS like coming through. And I don't know, I just thought it was a interesting sort of like look on the duo that is Suga and RM, because I don't think we've ever really had just two of them on a track before. Actually, well, if you count the Juice WRLD collaboration, that's probably the only one I can personally think of. I can't think of anything outside of that, but I thought that was really cute. Okay, so the next track we're going to go into is We Are Bulletproof, The Eternal. This is written by DJ Swivel, Audien, Sunshine. So this is Cassiopeia and Ellen Berg, Etta Zelmani, RM, Will Tanner, Gustin Dalkvist, oh my god, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering all these names, Candice Nicole Sosa, Sugar, J-Hope, Elohim, Antonina Amato, Gel, which is a collective also featuring Alex Karasin and Alex Viktorovich. Oh, I'm so sorry, but woo! Never had names like that before, but very fun names by the way. And produced by His Noise, Sugar, El Capitan and Audien. I'm guessing this is a continuation from We Are Bulletproof, which is one of their first tracks. Was not expecting this at all. Oh, there's J-Hope starting it. Nice. Oh, cute. We only said, but we have your now. Oh, my cute little Bulletproof Scout boys. It is cute. It's kind of like reminiscing and sort of like taking into account the journey they've had, the trials and tribulations that led them to this stage now, and how they've conquered against the odds. I wasn't expecting it to be like this. I was expecting it to be more of like a hip-hop track actually. Oh, cute. Oh. That's sweet. That is sweet. You can definitely tell how thankful they are, especially with this album. They're definitely making armies aware of like how grateful and thankful they are, and how much they love them, and how they don't consider BTS as just the 7 members, but the collective love and participation and community that armies have created as well. And I think that's really sweet, and they've definitely kind of mentioned that throughout the album, by in different ways, and I think it's sweet to just kind of make that a very prominent part of the album as well. And I like the fact that they kept referencing Bulletproof. You remember when J-Hope had to do that cringy explanation of what Pantanso년단 meant, but it was nice that they were kind of referencing here, saying that that having that bulletproof shield is like kind of like what has made them stronger and allowed them to kind of go past those like hard times and get to the point where they are now, and still kind of carrying them through. So I thought that was really nice to reference that as well. I'm sure Bang PD would have been really, really happy with that as well. So yeah, it was nice. It was really cute. And I honestly, I'm at this point, like, I'm losing concentration, and it's not even that late. It's just like I've been filming for so long now. I've been filming for an hour and a half now, so I'm like, trying to just push to the end. So we've got one last track, and I'm gonna skip Outro Ego because I actually listened to that already. You guys have seen me react to that. So we're gonna listen to On. This is the one featuring Sia. And this is written and produced by Amato, Rigo, J-Hope, Ross, Youngs, Fontana, Schulz, P-Dog, RM, Sugar, and His Noise. I'm really intrigued to see how this is gonna work out. I do like this track a lot, actually. Wait. Wait, hold on. Is it just me? Does that sound really weird when she comes in? I'm still confused. It doesn't sound like it's even mixed well when her voice comes in. Is it just me? Okay, that was a strange one to end it on. I am not a fan of this one. I'm not even gonna front. Like, I am not a fan of this featuring at all. And this is sometimes why I get really weary when K-pop artists like feature like other artists, because I just never know how it's gonna sound like, and this just was not it. This was, sometimes there's a hit, there's a hit and there's a miss. This was a complete miss. I'm sorry. I love Sia, I love her work, and I love what she's done, but I just felt like this, it almost felt like someone copied and pasted her doing something random and put it onto this track. It just was not necessary at all. And this is why I get really weary with like features, because I feel like BTS is in that position where they're getting so many love calls from different artists to do features for, and and I know it's like really difficult, because like when you're presented with like all these amazing people that want to work with you, sometimes it's really difficult to just be like, oh, just kind of say no and say, oh, let's wait until something better comes along. I don't know who plans these things, but I felt like this was not needed, and I'm glad that it's a bonus track and it's not like actually the track that you're pushing, because it just wasn't it. I'm sorry, it just wasn't it. I can't even front. I'm sorry, I love Sia, I do, but this just didn't make any lick of sense at all. Yeah, that was a strange one. I kind of wish I kind of just ended it with We're Bulletproof Eternal now, because that just kind of like disturbed my equilibrium a little bit. But okay, album wise, this was an interesting album. Obviously we had some of the tracks from Persona on here, not all of them, because I noticed that we're missing Home and Microcosmos, and there's maybe another track that I'm kind of missing on here. But we had some tracks from Persona on here. I'm not sure how they kind of worked out which track should be on here from Persona, but I thought it was an interesting choice selection. But actually, when you think about the rest of the songs on this particular album, it makes sense why they picked like Make It Right and Jamais Vu and Dionysus. I kind of understood why they picked that. I personally have mixed feelings about this album. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be a bit nervous gonna post this out, because I don't know what you guys were expecting in terms of me and my reactions. I always find it a bit nerve-wracking when I have to post first listens, because especially with BTS, because I know how I've been feeling about BTS direction musically at the moment, and I know it's not the most popular opinion, and I feel like it shouldn't be that shocking, because I'm one of those people I can't fake reactions, and I think you can clearly tell when I'm really enjoying a song compared to when I'm not too crazy about it, or when I'm like okay, it's all right. For me, this is exactly how I feel about Persona. Like, and yeah, it's a great continuation from Persona if you were someone that really enjoyed Map of the Soul, Persona. If you're someone that really enjoyed this or enjoyed that album, you'd really like this album, because it's just a really lovely continuation from that. But if you're someone like that wasn't crazy about Persona, this album is a bit of a it's just an okay album for me. Like, because I'm not really crazy about the specific genres used here. Like, I can appreciate the vocals, the production, the vocal arrangements. I can appreciate that on that kind of level, but in terms of like carrying listening to this album on a regular basis, I can't really see it happening. I feel like if you watch my channel long enough, you can kind of work out what kind of songs I really like and like the kind of genres I really enjoy. And I understand that music is very subjective, so certain genres that don't really do it for me do it for other people, and for that that can obviously sway their opinion in how much they love an album, and that's the same for me. These, like, some of these genres are just not a genre that I would specifically like to listen to on a regular basis, and that's what I found really difficult with Persona. Like, honestly, the song I listen to the most on Persona is Home. Like, apart from that, I probably only listen to Persona, the intro, and maybe Boy With Love when it comes on occasionally. But Home is like the one I will actually go out of my way to search for, to listen to, because that's a track I really enjoy, and that's like the kind of genre and vibe that I'm here for. So with this album, it's definitely more pop orientated, and there's the kind of pop that I'm not completely crazy about, but I can see how that tied in with Persona, and I can see how they wanted to kind of follow up with that. You know, so it's kind of consistent in that sense, and I get it in that sense. But as a project that Karen is like completely in love with, I can't, you know, hands on my heart say that it's something I'm completely in love with, because it just isn't. But I can also appreciate the fact that, you know, this, within 7 years of your career, you have to try different things. You have to try different styles. You have to try different genres and kind of find your footing and kind of discover things that you love and things that don't quite work out. And I think, you know, there's going to be people that really enjoy this album, and this really resonates with them. For me, I think what I liked about this album specifically was the message. And there are some tracks that I did enjoy, don't get me wrong, but I think for me, most of all, that what really got me was the takeaway message. And just the fact that it's just like a combination of like the 7 years that they've been together, and yeah, that I think that's my main takeaway from this. But I can't say with an absolute certainty that this will have as much airplay as Love Yourself Tear. I think that was probably, like, you know, one of the last few albums where I replayed a lot. Actually, I really liked Wings, but even with Wings, like, there was like I talked about that in my first listen. There were some that I was crazy about, some of them I wasn't crazy about. Dark and Wild and Young Forever, the repackage, those two are still my favorite albums BTS has ever done. And that's not even to do with like me being nostalgic, but that's just generally the kind of genres and the kind of style I really fell in love with BTS, and that's more closer to like my style of music as well. So it just makes sense that those are the kind of albums that I favor more. You know, it is what it is. I still got some good tracks here that I can see myself listening to on and on. So I definitely liked Black Swan. Definitely like Ugh. I would say it's like my favorite rap line track, but it's the one that I can see myself playing a lot. I also really liked Louder Than Bombs was an interesting one. I liked the vibe of that, so I can see myself listening to that as well. My Time by Jungkook, that's more my style, so I can see myself listening to that too. Friends, just because it was so cute. It was so cute, and it was catchy, so I can see myself listening to that. Respect as well. But I think those are like the main tracks I will kind of go for, as well as On, not the one featuring Sia, but just the one with the group. And I think that, to be quite honest with you, those are the ones I can see myself listening to on a regular basis. So for me, this album, it was a nice combination of what they've done. It was kind of nice to kind of go on this journey of them going back to their roots and their journey, and celebrating the 7 years of them being together, and all that they've achieved and gone through to get to this point. But musically, for me, I don't think it was BTS at its best for me. For Karen. Not saying for you, but saying for Karen. But that's what I've got for you guys. At this point, I'm so shattered. I need to sleep. Like, I feel like my eyes are losing focus. Like, I am so tired. It's ridiculous. But let me know your thoughts on this album. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me know how you feel about 7 years of BTS. Let me know how long you've stand BTS for. I've been here since 2014. So it's been 6 years for me, personally. So, yeah, let me know how you feel about this just entire journey, this whole whirlwind, just of BTS getting to this point. To me, I still find it really cool, and I'm still in awe of like how much they've achieved over the years. Honestly, I really have, because it was one of those things where I could never work out when it was going to happen, and when it did, it was just like, whoa, I just never expected it to expand to this kind of level. I still remember when the day I teared up when they got their first win. Like, I full on shed tears when that happened. Never forget that 15th of May 2015. That was a great day. And yeah, just let me know how you feel about the album, where your favorite tracks are, how this fares in comparison to others, how you feel about BTS in general. Just let me know in the comments below. I hope everyone is respectful in the comments, everyone appreciates each other's opinions, and is able to have a mature, you know, civil conversation as well. I'm sorry if this was not the first listen you were expecting or we were hoping for, but I can only be truthful and honest on here. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel, and yeah, I'll speak to you guys later. Have a great week, day, night, wherever you are. God knows when this is going to be out, because honestly this is a lot of footage. It's going to take me a long while to get through it. So yeah, let me know, and yeah, I'll speak to you guys later. Bye bye.